Okay. Alright, so I'm level 61.
Yes.
I need to do my first map. See how well doing first map goes. Which is this one right here. Actually, what am I supposed to be doing from this last skill gem? Scavenge plating. Magma barrier. Charge regulation. Charge regulation is the other one I need. So let's do that. Can I do a 15 yet? Those are 14s. Are these valuable? 23. Eh. I need more dex and more int. Okay.
Yes. Nothing is set in stone.
Is it 47 that I needed? It's 57. So I need
Speak. Nothing is set in stone.
int, int, dex, dex. Charge regulations gets thorn skin 1. Skin 1. Ooh, I need more spirit in order to have thorn skin 1 on. Oh, he puts thorn skin on everything, so he gets. Okay, I see. I will just not do that for now. Um, let's just run this map. like to gain a level or two before I um item scavenge plating. Upgrade my scavenge plating. Hey, how's it going? I'm playing on PC. I occasionally play on Steam Deck, but it's hard to stream that, so I play on my desktop. I don't really care for handouts, so I have plenty of stuff. Um, my other character has like 20 40 divine worth of gear on him that I could really liquidate if I really wanted to. I appreciate it though. Yeah, I'm trying some things before I get burned out of the league myself, so I don't know how much more I'll end up playing. The really, I wish there was more end game goals. I definitely want to play after the new patch next week. But then after that, I probably, unless it's like crazy more fun, I'll probably just call it good there and move on. Yeah, I spread my stuff out too much. I really should focus more. If I focused more, I would definitely have more money, but I'm not good at profit crafting, and that seems like the best way to make money, so. But I'm okay with just whatever I get.
Some wounds don't close on their own. Deeper it goes. Fear will best you! Speak.
You beat that.
It was a victory. It's about we must share songs when the opportunity arises.
Like, so close to leveling. I gain a level, that'll expand my gear, because I really need to buy more gear. I also should do this. There we go. So I'm going to actually turn off charge regulation. That gives me 40. So I should be able to on my other two. Scouts playing and Mango Bear. Oh, they don't even need it. Thorn. Skin 2 is a 4. Oh, but I don't need Thorn Skin 2. I need Thorn Skin 1, which is a 2. Is putting 2 Thorn Skin 1s on. Will do 80% increased Thorns damage. And I would need 30, 40, 70 more spirit to do that. So let's look for a body armor. Let's see here. Let's look at what he's using for gear here. Okay, he's just using high spirit, high thorns damage, and lots of armor, lots of resists. Not even health? I guess he gets life on rings and belts. Everything else gets life. It's just body armor has so many important roles that life is not important. Okay. So, 63. Armor. Let's do 500. I don't know. What is the most armor I can get for non-uniques? Get like 2,000 armor. Okay, so let's do 1,500. Let's see if I can get 1,500 armor. And Thorns. 170. Okay, so let's not do 1,500. Let's just do 1,000. How much does mine have? 229. So yeah, 1,000 is a huge upgrade for me. And then we'll do Spirit. 500? You can get up to 60 spirit. Can I do 40 spirit? And then elemental resistance. And we'll do... Oh, geez, actually... This one is... I don't know if I want to spend a divine on this one. This one only has cold resist. Maybe we go 50 for this. This has the 2 to 200 lightning thorns damage on it already. Just like 50k exiled. Do the one divine for this one.
Oh, nice choice.
Okay, so then I also need a. I'm gonna wait to buy the Chernobog's Pillar Shield. It's not too far away. The belt. 63. Damage 170. Really cheap. Let's add elemental resistances. 50. Still really cheap. Oh, I shouldn't do belt. Hey, how's it going? I'm trying to Thorns build. 90. 80. Let's do Vaulted Orbs 20. And the most... I hate that annuls are considered less than 20. Let's do this one for 15. No. For 10. How have you been?
I guess it's worth that.
Okay, my resistor's still capped, so I don't need to do anything else. If I take that off, I would need a little bit of cold and lightning, which is fine. As a significant bump. Yeah. I struggle. I'm having the same struggles I have with PoE 1. I don't know how to make money. Um, the most consistent money making that I've done is logbooks. I've gotten pretty good at logbooks. I don't know how to profit craft. I don't know if there's good um a good way to do it.
I'll do what I can to sell it for you.
I didn't want to do SSF because um I can get spirit maybe. I didn't want to do solo stuff on because I wanted to play with the new trade system, and I really like the new trade system. Yeah, I started this with my wife and is it just with me and my wife this time? It comes and goes who all's joining. My cousin might have joined us too. I don't remember. I just see if I run into anybody. If this feels better, because I got more armor now. A little bit better. Yeah, sounds good. I'm probably gonna the patch for endgame for here. I definitely want to try when it comes out next week. I don't know how much of a difference that's gonna make. But I'm running out of things to do basically. So I don't know. Waystones. I also think Waystone sustain on your second character is harder. Um well, not harder, but it if you are trying to skip ahead on your second character and you only have a couple of a certain waystone, then Oh, see, that doesn't help any. Because he doesn't sell the lower tier waystones. He only sells the most recent tier that your other guy has completed. I don't know. It's just a little. The end game is a little weird in PoE 2, and they're making it closer to PoE 1, which I don't know if it's the right move. I like the idea of it initially, but if you make the game closer and closer to PoE 1, then you're not accomplishing what you originally wanted to do, and have games that are hit two different markets, I guess. I don't know. What do you think the new PoE 1 league is gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be big, or do you think it's gonna be small because of adding in probably the market? I'm guessing they're gonna be adding the market. Any guesses on if mercenaries are going core or not? See, I hope they do, but in like a nerfed capacity. Like the easy nerf would be reducing what gear they can wear, so you don't get to fully deck out another player. Yes, I do think they need to change the way mercenaries work for basically mercenary storage. I think that you should have like slots for mercenaries, and that every character has a slot for the mercenary they're using, and that mercenary isn't usable on any other character. And so you have 3 town slots and the one coming with you. I kind of hope they change the way, like the Abyss mechanic in PoE 2 is better than the Abyss mechanic in PoE 1, but the abyssal fractures already exist, so they'd have to make it still have like the normal abyss rewards, but work like PoE 2s do. Yeah, if you're talking just make Abyss work like PoE 2's Abyss, but leave the normal mechanic, or not mechanic, the normal rewards in place, then yeah, I'm 100% on the same page. The Abysses from PoE 2 are better than Abysses from PoE 1 in a few different ways. I do think that initially the way PoE 2's Abysses were the way PoE 2's Abysses were described made me think I'd have a little bit more agency over the Abysses. I mean, I like Abyss crafting. I do think it's a little bit too powerful. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about how I think what they just need to do is basically take the omens that affect Abyss crafting out. If Abyss worked basically like Betrayal, and you didn't have all these omens that force remove the Abyss craft, so you can retry your Abyss craft, you know, that you have too much control at this point. And I just wasn't paying attention. I don't think that that's needed in this case, because the replacement for the crafting bench is supposed to be the runes, and I think runes actually do an okay job of replacing the crafting bench. They just need to keep expanding on what runes are available. And I think that runes will be an okay replacement for the crafting bench. Omens are meta mods on the bench, yes, but you don't have a meta mod in Path of Exile 1 that says remove your Betrayal mod. You don't have a rune saying remove specifically the Betrayal mod, so you can, and then you don't have another way to add only a Betrayal mod to the item, you know? It's one of those things where it's a little bit too powerful. I think if they scaled back the omens, so they still have the prefix suffix, but they don't have the ones that are specific to Abyss crafting. They probably will, but I think that's going too far, because I really think that omen crafting fills a spot that I think the current crafting system needed, but it's just too powerful. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that that's not what they're going to do, but removing it entirely so it's not even usable would be a mistake in my opinion. I think they need to keep it, because this is my vision of how crafting in PoE 2 should be. Because the difference between so PoE 2 isn't like PoE 1. Someone in on the YouTube chat is talking as well. PoE 2 is not like PoE 1, but there are a lot of similarities. And I think the idea behind PoE 1 is that it's got a lot of randomness, but you have more ability to walk things back. Because you have scours, you have, you know, the meta mods and stuff like that. And PoE 2 is trying to change it to be a different system that is, that you don't have scours, because scours don't sound like it's a big deal, but when you have a base with a good fracture, scours is a good idea. You can't do that in PoE 2. It's a little bit more permanent, your decisions. And with that as a philosophy where your decisions are more permanent than the way the omens work with Abyss crafting right now, that is too close to PoE 1. And I can see why they want drops to matter, and not just find a good base and keep scouring it. Yeah, what I think they're at now. Okay, so this is my taking another step back. This is my vision for how PoE 2 crafting should work, in my opinion. Now that's different than other people's opinions, and probably different than grinding your games. But I think that you should find a decent base that has a high percentage on it, right? And then you use the new high tier transmutations to put something on the item, right? Yeah, homogenizing is also a little bit too powerful. Because even in Path of Exile 1, when they had really powerful craft, it was um, it wasn't so. It was more likely to be the same, not guaranteed to be the same tags. Um, yeah, but you pick up an item that has it's a good base. Maybe it's above 20% quality, or it has an extra socket or something, and you're like, okay, now this is a base that's worth spending a good amount of money on. And then you do some expensive currencies on it that either are relatively safe but have a lower ceiling, or are more random but have a higher ceiling. And then either, like, the whole idea of the crafting system is that it's really hard to walk things back. And if that's the case, then the safe method that's more direct with a lower ceiling makes sense. Right. And that's where I think that crafting with Abyss gives you another stepping stone. And I even like the idea of being able to Abyss craft and say, with an omen that says this is going to be for sure a prefix or suffix. You know, that gives you a little bit more control, but not perfect control, right? The problem comes when you have so much control over removing things that were not good and putting it back on. But this is where I really enjoy the way essences work in PoE2. I think the perfects aren't really essences in my opinion. They're different because they remove and they add. They're chaoses. But I really like the rest of the essences. The ones that just turn a magic to a rare with a guaranteed mod. Now, this mod should be at the highest tier that you can do. Tier 2, maybe even tier 3 of the mod that you're adding. So that if you essence the mod on, you are guaranteed to get that type of mod, but your ceiling is lower. You're more deterministic, but have a lower ceiling. And then anything that's going to have that really high ceiling should be more random. Right? And that's where I think the old versions of essences would come back into play, where it's like, okay, well, you have either target the specific mod that has a lower ceiling, or target the more generic mod pool, you know, target the tag in and have a higher ceiling, right? And then actual completely random one would have the highest ceiling. Like, you can't get a tier 1 that's narrowed. If you want tier 1, it's got to be random. Right? That's kind of the way that it feels like they want, but they keep, like, mixing a whole bunch of stuff up. Because I think the idea, my thoughts are, you should be able to get to maps, and then with some currency, some of the stuff that you've picked up, get to a minimum viable power level where you can get through white and yellow maps with self-crafted gear with a pretty straightforward path. Where it's like, okay, you know what? I need to go find an essence. If I'm solo self-found, I'm gonna put essences on my map, and before I get out of white maps and into yellow maps, I need to find, you know, specifically this essence that gives me more damage on my bow or whatever, you know? And so you can farm for something, you finally get it, you craft your item a little bit better, and then from there you keep working through, and then you do more random stuff. I like the idea that drops matter, but I think I agree with Scour's kind of making sense in the game, but I also think that if drops, like there's certain things that shouldn't be able to be scoured. Like if something has um, a fractured mod on it, if they want, things to not be able to be walked back, don't allow you to scour a fractured mod. Say, hey, this can't go back to a white item, so we can't scour it. You know, if it has the higher than normal quality or an extra socket, maybe those can't be scoured either, so that those drops matter. But everything else, you can kind of keep playing with it until you get what you want. I don't know. I might be a little bit off there. I feel like a little ranty at this point, but yeah. Yeah, I'm trying um a Thorns build, and do I have all the Thorns nodes? I don't have this one because these don't really help as much. Yeah, there's not very much support for Thorns on the tree. And Thorns is very, at this point, what I'm feeling like with Thorns is that it's very single target, but I think that changes slightly. This Thorns build, other than needing access to Angie to buy Thorns if you're not finding it, because you do need to keep your Thorns on all your gear as high as possible. Other than that, this has been some of the smoothest leveling I've done. A little bit less swingy than like Hollow Palm was. I really want the Druid to be in. I want Righteous Fire to be in. I want to see how they've implemented that because it does sound like they've done it differently. I hope we get more than just Druid. I really. So this next league is going to be the last. So October, December. So yeah, the next league for PoE2 should be sometime in December. Um, it might even push into January. And if they wanted to get out of early access, they really they don't need all the classes in, but they need the last two acts in, which it sounds like they're the smallest, so they should be the quickest to get in. The interludes are okay, so I actually don't even know if they need the last two acts at this point. I would say, personal opinion, leave the interludes for release and have acts 5 and 6 be the first two expansions. Um yeah, that's true, but for marketing purposes they really should have all the classes too, but they have already said they're not going to wait for all the classes to be out before they release 1.0. See, I think that classes are more important than campaign. campaign is relatively important for a launch, but I think in my opinion, the way they have it wrapping up at the moment with the interludes does put a bow on that campaign. It's an alternate version of history where instead of getting to King's March, you were too late. I mean, that's true, but also I don't know if you didn't tell people. I think that if you didn't tell people that the interludes weren't permanent, if you didn't tell people the interludes weren't permanent, that it would feel like a complete game. Because it kind of it wraps things up nicely to a hey, we did all this stuff, but we didn't win. Now you're in the end game where you have to fight back. Um, I don't know. I still think being able to say we have 12 classes and 12 classes and 36 ascendancies will be a lot more impactful than we have 6 acts worth of campaign versus we have 4 acts and 3 mini acts. I think there's a way to swing it. That's true. Yeah, tile sets, additional bosses. Give up on weapon locking skills? Oh. I was trying to um I mean they weapon lock skills in Path of Exile. I think that some skills probably should be usable in more weapon types, but Path of Exile 1 has weapon locked skills. You must be using a two-hander, you must be using a axe for some skills, you know. And so it's not new, and I think weapon locking skills. I think skills should be not necessarily locked to a specific individual weapon, but staying like this has to be a slashing weapon. So this one can be used with let me look at. So all these mace ones, if it's like, well, earthquake works with maces and axes. Bone Shatter works with maces and quarterstaves. Rolling Slam works with, you know, and they just kind of made everything work with 2 different ones, where it made sense. But they need to get the rest of the, you know, Primal. This is Druid. This is Shadow. I think Flail is Templar. So we have Templar, Druid, Shadow, but the rest of it is in. Oh, no, Sword. Oh, Axe isn't in either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I guess that... You can Bowcaster. The elemental ones aren't tied to a weapon type. They don't say you have to use a weapon of certain type. So this character is using a bow. So these skills aren't. And you use this bow because everything is projectiles, and so using a good Widow Hail with a plus to projectile skills works. And projectile damage, and you have projectile speed also. Like, so it does work. You can bowcaster. And I think that well, I think the idea is that it should make sense. So I think all the occult ones don't care what weapon you're using. All the elemental ones don't care what weapon you're using. The mace ones require a mace specifically, but really, like, these should be the mace primarily mace ones, or they expect you to do it. They're guiding you to it, but also should work with other skills, right? Other weapons, but only other weapons that make sense. So maybe maces, this works with one-handed maces, two-handed maces, and two-handed swords. It's like, well, you can't earthquake with a two-handed yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. I think that so if I were to again switch characters, I hate that this doesn't save anymore. I don't know why that doesn't save. I have the Lament build, and I think that this makes sense to me. This weapon has Composed Requiem. That is a specific skill specifically for this weapon that really is just an attack that this weapon does, right? That makes sense to me. But staves having a specific staff that does those are not staves. Or like wands having power siphon on them, and the fact that you can't get power siphon without the wand. Like, I don't mind the wand having power siphon, but I don't want to have to use a power siphon wand if I want to use power siphon. This weapon is different because it's a unique weapon that comes with a unique skill. These are normal weapons. They should have normal skills that you can also get normally. I don't mind them having it. But it's not like bows come with a unique ability. I guess the difference... This is the one thing that I think... the one change I would make that I think would fix it. I think having a wand, or more likely the ones that people tend to use are the staves, that have...
Hello there.
what is it called?
Take your time.
Otherworldly remnants.
Yeah, so non-caster. Okay, whatever.
We need to collect more remnants. What do you need?
Caster ones. Okay. Sigil of Power. This is the one I was looking for. Sigil of Power is a good buff that a lot of builds want to use. So you have to have Sigil of Power in a staff on your offhand, and it's the only way to get it. I think that Sigil of Power or any of these staff skills, and also the scepter skills, or anything that's on a normal weapon, not a unique. Those unique ones are special. Those are fine. I don't mind those. But you should be able to get it. But if you work it into a staff or wand, those ones cost no mana. Because right now, if you use a wand skill, like Drain, whatever, they don't cost mana. It's so that you have a basic attack you can do at ranged. I get that. If you have a wand, you can have that skill that the wand has, and it doesn't cost mana, so you always have something that you can cast. But why not let me also get it as a normal spell that does cost mana, that I can then level and scale the way I want? For all of these skills, the Skeletal Warrior, Malice. Is Skeletal Warrior like the only exception? Because can't you get that on a normal skill? Oh, you can't. I think that weapon swapping isn't working the way they wanted it to work, because they want you to be able to do fire and lightning, and spec into different skills to do different things. But they're merging all of that. Not all of it. They're merging a lot of it to reduce the stress to get people to try to do it more. And I don't think it's terrible. I don't mind the idea of effectively having an extra 24 points, because effectively how people use it is they put all the points in the tree in weapon set 1 for all the things they would normally just put points in the tree, and then weapon set 2 they take out all the damaging ones and they put the increased curse ones, all the increased, whatever. I don't mind that. I don't tend to do it, but I don't mind it. And with the added right clicking on your number up here to lock it so that weapon set 1 and 2 can use the same weapon, so you don't even have to have 2 different weapons. I think it all works just fine. And while it's not necessarily the way they wanted it to work, I think it's good, and they should keep it the way it is. It's fine. Everything seems to work just fine. Don't worry about it. Don't try to break it, right? Or don't try to fix it and break it worse. Leave it as is. It works. But people aren't usually using it for one damage type, a different damage type. They're usually using it for all their damage and debuffs, which is fine. Yeah, that is something that I also don't understand. Yeah, because everything scales off of physical damage. Either it's a spell that does gem levels and doesn't care about your damage, or it's an attack that cares about your physical damage and not really anything else. There are exceptions, but they're very minor. And usually what it is if you're going lightning, you want as much physical, and then with anything left over, lightning. If you're going cold, as much physical, and then anything left over, cold. And the nice thing about the spells converting physical into cold, and physical into lightning, and physical into everything else, it does mean that it has less of a barrier between doing cold and lightning, so you can use the same weapon for both. But then that's what the weapon swap was supposed to be for. Yeah, you can do melee skills, projectile skills. There's a lot more stuff like that. But the whole reason they're doing plus to projectile levels is because those tend to not be on weapons. They tend to be on other pieces of gear. Like melee skills can be on gloves. If you did fire skills on gloves, then it makes it so that now you need to switch your gloves too if you're gonna do a weapon swap. A fire, one is fire and two is lightning or cold. Um, yeah, there's definitely some balance changes that need to be done. I don't mind. I think it's similar to my philosophy on crafting. I think physical scaling working for everything is okay, but I think specific scaling should also work and be better. So if you want to do a build that does cold and lightning, you should be able to get plus. Let's go back to melee. If you're doing a melee skill that has one that's cold and one that's fire, let's say, you can either get +2 to melee skills and it'll work for both, or +4 to fire skills. And then when you're narrowing things down of the scope that it does, it should increase in the power it does to what you're doing. But then you run into the thing where it's like, okay, well, the best way to scale is to pick one type, which is what they're trying to avoid. They want you to be able to do fire and cold legitimately, so things have to be generic, and the only thing that can be more specific is the weapons, because you can weapon swap. Yeah, dots can use some help. I think that there's definitely some tweaks that can be done for dots. I think that is coming. Yeah, I was hoping they would do it as like a mid-league patch. Throw like, hey, Druid is actually done. Here you go. But yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense to throw that big of a change mid-league. So I was hoping a little naively early on. Well, they're making some significant endgame changes next week. So okay, I'll be right back. I'm back. Stomach just has to choose when I'm busy to decide that, yep, I still have stomach issues.
Yes. Choose what you need. Go.
Let's see how quickly I die doing a tier 14 or 15, whatever. So very is the answer.
Feel my wrath.
I knew that was going to be a death. And okay, yep, I shouldn't even just should just leave at this point. Alright, back to doing tier 14s or tier 4s. 4 seemed okay.
Speak.
So I was thinking about the new trade system. I have a thought about how I would change, like, pretty much the only way I would change the new trade system. First, well, okay, two things. Firstly, they really need to make the Chaos Orb equivalent update more quickly as to how expensive things are going for, so that you can't do this whole annulment stupidity where there's 100 things listed for one and all, but because one and all is, according to the system, worth about 22 exalts, anything selling for 25 exalts is listed as more expensive, and therefore you may not notice that you're spending 5 times as much on an item as you should be. That's dumb. But also, I think the one thing I was thinking about offline trades, and there's only one downside to offline trades, and that's if you're putting money in the pocket of somebody who's never coming back to the game. They're done with the league, and so that money is effectively leaving the economy of the currently active game, which isn't the end of the world, but isn't a good thing. And I was thinking all you would need to do is have like a 5-day timer. If you haven't logged in 5 days, your stuff gets unlisted. And then when you log back in, it reminds you that you need to verify that your prices before, you know, because in case something like dramatically changed. Oh, another thing I would change. It shouldn't, the search window shouldn't clear. And in fact, I'd really like there to be a, like, search history so you can go back to something you were searching for before. Like store the last 10 searches I've done. Or let me save a search so I can come back to it. I would really like a res fix search that I can save and then just come back. Which you can do with other things with the website, but now that there's an in-game search, I'd really like that to be in-game. Okay, Omen of Light. That's worth a lot. $3.7 divines. I want I need to get 5 to get enough to... Okay, what if I want Exalted Orbs? Alright, so... One, two, two, two. Divided by... That's basically 3. Man, I wish I had 2 Omens of Light. Okay, so if I turn my... How many exalts do I have? I need 1,000 exalts. I think this is worthwhile because instead of getting 3... No, this is, I don't think this is worthwhile.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
Okay, so now I'm level 65, which means I can get that shield. So it's called Chernobog's Pillar. Which I can get one if I were to do Exalts or Divines for 20 Exalts. So let's say I want to do 100 as the max Exalts I'll do. I want as much armor as I can get. This is corrupted. Can I do 2 rune sockets? Okay, what's the cheapest? 2 rune sockets is a divine. Okay, so if I do 1 divine with 2 rune sockets, I can get 434. Okay. Is 40% increased Thorns damage worth 300 Exalt? There's not very many sources of increased Thorns damage. I think it is. And I just got 3 divines, so
I guess it's worth that. All the best.
I don't think I need these gloves anymore. So I get gloves with okay. So requires level 65. I want armor like 200 life. Resist total resistance. I took this off. Actually, I should just redo all of my jewelry as well. So I'm going to do... I need... Cold resist is the most important. And I have only 26 chaos resist, so... Oh, they're supposed to be gloves. How much armor can I get? 4. 100 exalts. You can get up to like 700. Let's do 500 armor. And we'll do with... I'll do a knot group of... rune armor. And then not... I don't want any runes that have lightning resist, fire resist, resist. Okay. And how much life can I get? 194. Let's do 150. And then get as much resistance as possible. Okay, let's not do 500 armor. Let's do 250. So you get 77. That is with strength, cold, and lightning. There's 3 in all. 73. That's 150 life. Fire and lightning. 104. Where is he getting the rest of the maximum life from? Oh, there's 46 there. I like these gloves. Maximum life, 32 strength, cold and lightning.
I guess it's worth that.
And let's just see if I get an extra socket. I did not. Oh, I forgot to quality it. Oh well. It's fine. Hey, extra socket on my boots. Extra socket on my helmet. That's not bad. This has room for... Can I do... Okay, so now let's look for rings. Level 65. Ring... Oh, no. No, we want to do solar apple. Soul... Amulet... with... Spirit. Life. Resist. Okay, if I did weighted sum and put spirit, took those off and said I want at least 50 spirit. Okay. Let's do exalter equivalent 200. We'll do 200 exalts. And then we'll do how much resistance can I get? 126. How much life can I get? 231. Let's see if I can get 200. 70 exalt for this one. That's 236. This one... 150 exalt for this one. All attributes. Life. Strength. Cold resist. It's probably fine. It's 53. How much can I get? Get up to 61. Where am I at for... At 15. So I need to get like 55 would get me 60. So let's try 55. And then do resistances. Oh, I can get percent increased maximum life. Yeah, the cheapest one that has both. Okay. So instead of 55, I would drop to 35 as the next breakpoint. 3 Divines is the cheapest. It does have 214 maximum life. It's only 3%. I don't think it's worth it. I'm gonna go back to 55. I'm gonna take this off. And go back to 200 as the limit there.
You definitely want that one, right?
So that lets me put in...
Good.
Oh, I didn't need 50. I needed 45. Oh, well. Oh, I have it here. Thornskin 2. And I have 33, which means I can turn this Thornskin 1 into Thornskin 2. And I have enough left over for a vitality. Press 20 spirit for vitality. I only have 13 spirit. Put that in there just to use it. Okay. And I need cold and chaos and a little bit of all res. What else do I get on rings? Life. And evasion rating. So let's do ring. Do I have, that's thorns damage, that's thorns damage. Thorns. Let's corrupt this. Okay. Okay, ring. 65. Stat filter. Cold resist. Chaos resist. Do that one. Life. Okay, so how much chaos resist can we get? We can get like 56 chaos resist with or 128 elemental resist. Can we do like 30 chaos? If I got 30 chaos on both rings, that'd be 60, 70, 86. So I'd actually only need 25 chaos. Yeah, I need 25 chaos on each ring. Or I need one with a lot of chaos and one that doesn't need very much. So 25 chaos. Actually, I did 50 chaos, even 49 chaos, then I wouldn't even need any more chaos. Let's do 150 here. Okay, we're gonna do the 25 each ring. Looks like 40 elemental resistance is gonna be. Leaves me these two, which are both being sold for annulments, which that is a divine and a half, divine and a half. I'm not doing that. 125. Yeah, this one for 17. It's 14 to all res.
Sure thing.
So I just need, that's 40, 50, 60, 70, 36. So I need 25 chaos, 24 chaos, and 36 cold.
I'll be
Actually,
proud.
do I have... Life, caster, defense, fire. I could do chaos modifiers, so I could go for less chaos. How much are these worth?
Oh, it's you. Let's see if there are any takers. I'll fill that in as soon as I can. I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
Okay, so I have 35 chaos resist. That's probably not. I don't think I need clarity. Herbalism might be okay, but I don't know. It's Thorns build. Don't really use a lot of mana. Last ring. Ring. Level 65. I need it to have 14 chaos and 36 cold. Cold resist. 36. Gas resist. What did I say? I already forgot. 14. Nope. 14. Then I want as much life as I can get. Yeah. Let's grab this one. Oh, I need to get more exalts. I'll turn one divine into exalts.
I'll post it right away. Hmm? Sure thing.
Okay, so now all 4 of my resists are capped. Armor's only at 57%, but that's okay. And then these are already corrupted. In the helmet, I need... Oh, I need a new spear. The 65. And I want weighted sum. It needs to be a spear. Then I'm willing to spend 100 exalts on it. Oh, I also need it to have less than 57 dexterity requirement. I mean, I can move some stats around. It just can't be too much. Let's do less than 67, because if I move more than that, then I think I'll have trouble. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strength ones, 8. I guess 9, 10. I could actually move 50 strength over. I don't think I actually could move 50 strength over. So 77. That's moving 20 strength over. And then I want it to have 2 rune slots. And then I want as much of this as possible. Increase spirit reservation efficiency of skills? I like that. So I need to buy an annulment. Not purchase items. Currency exchange. I want an annulment. I have exalted.
Let's see if there are any takers. I guess it's worth that. I'll tend to the books.
Go on. I have a different plan.
Okay, so I need to have 71 decks, and I have 57, so let's turn this into decks, this into decks. There we go. Okay, so currently my Thorns damage is 2860 to 7153. Put that on. Yes, decent chunk. And then I need to buy two of these.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
Significant increase. Then stag talismans. I only have 9 exalt left after that, but I can turn my chaos into exalt.
I'll post it right away.
Okay, so now I need stag talisman. Goes into your helmet, yep. %, critical strike chance with my Thorns. That's pretty good. And then I need 1, 2 tithings. Oh, I need one more. Okay, so this is about as good as my gear is gonna get. I need to unveil my belt. Which I never went through to the Well of Souls, so time to do that, I guess.
Can't go further without some sort of offering. What's it? My mind. I see. I must. Life above, death below. Something waiting in between.
You are knowledge. Prove to me you are worthy of darkness.
So 12% of maximum mana as armor is probably the best of these three. I do have 660.
Touched by death, yet still mine to
So I
wield.
have 18 left. I have 3 left. That's almost good enough to... Actually... If I get rid of precision now, I have 27 left. I can turn the other Thorn Skin into Thorn Skin 2 now. Okay, now let's try with this increased armor and resistances, especially to chaos resist. And about as maxed as I can do for everything else. Let's just let's try tier 15 again.
More swamps, more trudging. Face me!
Okay, so I am still lower level than... Did I not socket it? Oh, yeah, it's there. It auto sockets if you have it selected. And to be fair, I am still level 65. The fact that I'm doing this much relatively straightforward isn't bad. Like, this is a tier 15 with 5 random modifiers on it. I don't know how hard they are for Thorns. My leech isn't as much as it should be, I think. Oh, and there I lost it. Honestly, probably do 13s.
Go on.
Oh, and I can change the tree since I'm doing armor stacking. And I should anoint defensive reflexes. It is greed, ire. Oh, but I'm not gonna be able to anoint it, right? Because it's corrupted. Hmm. That changes color. Delirium, you're gonna be gray. No, you're next to another gray one, white. The greedier? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so I definitely can't do that, so... Okay, so... Oh, this really changes. Do we go here? We go here. Because we go up to this. Oh, that. Okay. I'm gonna try switching to this tree. Oh.
Go on. I've changed my mind.
Okay, looks like you take these ones out. I need another point. Take all these ones out. Oop. Right there. Some life leech effects. That's gonna help a lot. Okay. I have 6 points left. I came through here. Supposed to grab here. Oh, and this. To be. I can take those out. This to Dex. So that I should be getting. And so let's take these up for now so I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take out these two. This goes to Dex. And Dex. And block chance is I can get to 50. Wait, why did that? Oh, 46 instead of 43. So I gained 3% block chance by doing that. I could also instead go this way. It would be way better. And I can also go this way. Also, it's going to be a lot more body armor. My armor is now up to 78%. I was under 50%. And it's starting to apply to elemental damage. Oh, but I accidentally took out this Thorns damage to do this, and I didn't. Actually, I need the damage. Well, what's my Thorns damage at right now? And the trade-off is not that much armor. Yeah, I think that's better. And I like this leech life leech effects are not removed when full. That should really make a huge difference. So let's try 15 again. Just a 4 mod 15 instead of a 5 mod, so one step easier. What's this? Nothing special. Let's do this one. Oh, why are those not triggering? My Thorns damage. Whoa. Okay. That was a mistake. I'm so slow. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more map. What's a temporal tether? Oh, is that for the boss? Okay, so that was a 15. I think, did I just unlock the boss? No. I've done one step. Is my movement speed like negative? Oh, I'm back down to 7% because I took out those nodes.
Spirit's breath. Try and keep up. Don't lose sight of it. Stay on it. The spirit's made its choice. Time to finish this. Finish it! That! I hope you've... If we... Where...
Oh, look at all those muscles. Let's see what's underneath.
Just try.
Suffer!
Yeah, so now I'm 68. I think, so according to this, 68 would be 7 levels, so I should only be doing level 75 areas, which Waystone 79, 78, 76, 75, so it'd be 12. Let's just see. Wait, map in progress. I thought it was done. Oh, there's a boss here. And rituals that I've been missing? How is this gonna work? Will the Abyss spawn a boss? Or they'll just kill me because I get stuck. Alright, whatever.
Come get me!
He's not taking any damage. Can't block that. Kind of want to, My single target is rapid assault. I'm taking an ancestral call out for now. But basically, I want them to spawn guys, and I want to not hit. Like, I want to get hit with that stuff. Like, why are you not even hitting me? Nope. Can't survive that, so... Like... Oh. I'll get 5 attempts on this person, too? I was trying to get to low life. Did get to low life, and then I got to dead.
Such a pathetic end.
Okay, let's try an actual 12. In theory, this is within my XP range. So I should get better XP. And not murdered as much. Oh, and also I need to put in this back in here. Where's my block chance at now? 48%. Where? Oh, you're right here. Hey, you hit me. Why can't I get to you? Oh, you're like stuck. Uh, really? I killed the last guy as I died. One's 4,500. Defer that one.
Speak.
Is that a good price for that? I have no idea. Seems like a good deal.
Okay. Well, at level 70, 15 is 79. I need to do a 13. So actually, I think I was doing too much before. Whatever. I'm going to call it a night here, actually. And not sure what the plan is for tomorrow, but I'll definitely be back Monday. So, have a good evening.